Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever the heck in the world you are. It is the notorious, glorious one V, the Guerrilla Economist, with my main man, the algo capitalist himself, Dex. And we have with us, folks, the one and only, the apostle of the pulse waves, the educator extraordinaire, Frank.
What's up,
And he's
everybody?
here. We're all here together. Guys, what's going on? What's new?
How's it going, man? Oh, we forgot to
I'm
run our heavy
pumped.
metal intro. This is the Daily 10, but
Oh,
that's all right. We'll do it next time.
we'll do it next time. We'll do it next time. Dex, lots of things
The
going on,
Pulse
bro.
Waves are
Let's
all
talk
about
about
heavy
Deutsche
metal.
Bank. Let's talk about Deutsche Bank. Then let's get into some of the fear FUD that seems to go every cycle. Every 5 to 7 years, we cycle back to force majeure and market going down tomorrow. And oh my God, what's going to happen with the CME? And those contracts are not deliverable, and it's insider trading. Let's break some myths,
Dude,
because there's a lot of schleppers out there who got
Dex
some.
destroyed the
man.
CME thing for me.
All right,
Oh
first
my
of all,
God.
look, don't
He
get
killed
mad
that.
at the messenger, okay? I'm just going to point out the obvious. Deutsche Bank stock is trading at like $7 or $6 a share,
Yeah.
and now they want to bring out the news about them laying off 18,000 people. Now they want to talk about them closing down their derivative, trading situation at $6 a share. Shouldn't you have thought about that when you were at 20, 30, 40, $50 a share? You wait until you're darn near a penny stock before you release the news. And then in addition to that, the news is old. It's not even current. This was something that was brought up at a shareholders meeting back in May.
Yep.
We're in July. How is this?
Correct.
How is this market moving news? How is this the end of the world? Nonsense is what I tell you.
Dude,
Nonsense.
the Deutsche Bank weekly chart is the most ridiculous thing to look at.
Pull it
It
up.
reminds me of Enron. But here, look, are we surprised when this company was exposed as rigging the bond market, the interest rates markets?
Yep.
Are we even surprised that the number one, how can you say this, money cleaner laundromat in the world is Deutsche Bank?
Yep. Yep.
Mhm.
They're not even a financial firm. They're a laundromat.
Yep.
The world's largest laundromat in the world. All right. George
Kind of reminds
Jefferson
me
ain't
of
got
another
nothing on them.
laundromat. Dex, you remember the other laundromat that we had right before the 2008 bubble that went down? Bear Stearns.
We had about 200-300 of them. But which one you referring to?
Yeah, Bear Stearns in particular.
Famous one. That was the old school George Jefferson joint. Yep,
Uh-huh.
exactly. Oh, and most prominent YouTubers who do YouTube videos claim that they work there.
Of course. I work for Best.
Let's not go there. Let's not go there. I'm being a jerk. But moving right along, there's some things that have been floating around in the internet also about some misconceptions about the whole precious metals markets and just commodities markets in general.
Before we get there, I'm sorry, Dex, to interrupt.
Yes.
Before we get there,
Frank's got the Deutsche Bank chart up.
there was this, if I wasn't sure if you were sharing it. This is the weekly Deutsche Bank chart. So
wow,
we've got highs around I'm squinting to see my screen. It's been around 140.
Yeah,
$140, and you can see how incredibly bearish it is on the weekly chart. I mean, this just ticks all of the boxes for ridiculously bearish. That's the weekly. The daily, the dailies had a I don't know, sort of rallying over the last couple of weeks, but it's terrible. But this was a question in the room: how's it going to affect the markets? I mean, now where the markets are open, so how has the market swallowed it? Essentially,
it doesn't care. It's a non-issue. It doesn't mean
Non-issue.
anything. It's zero. The issue is the news is old. So everything that can be factored in or is known has already been factored into the price of any market that we're talking about, this one specifically. So it means absolutely nothing.
Now, with that though, Deutsche Bank has always been presented by, well, not always, but by a lot of people in our space as a sort of canary in the coal mine. If it goes down, it's the first domino, and everything is going to collapse, and it's going to bring about world economic collapse.
I disagree. I'll tell you why. Deutsche Bank, in the grand scheme of things, is still not all of that. They are not the entirety of the global market. They're a big bank, sure. So is Bear Stearns. You could have made an argument that Merrill Lynch was the biggest thing back in the day before, they took a nosedive. off a very tall cliff. All right.
Mhm.
And so let's really break things down here and deal with the truth behind the news. The news comes out just as the equity markets are hitting new highs and maybe topping out, hitting short-term tops. Then this news comes out. That has nothing to do with it. They have to bring something up to try to explain the price action. That's always been the case. Price leads the news. All right. So the market will do something, then they'll come out with a news story to try to justify why the market did what it just did. We knew that this market was going to correct because what? 4th of July. Markets never go down during the 4th of July. If they do go down, they go down immediately after the 4th of July. That's how that works. No big thing. And mark my words, unless something like war breaks out, the markets will be up significantly tomorrow. We will have a turnaround Tuesday. It just is what it is. Forget about your new moons and blood moons and solar flares
what
and
about
solar
blood moons?
and solar ramen noodle flares, whatever. It's all ridiculous. It has nothing to do with the markets at hand. And I just want to put it out there and move on. Stop talking about the CFTC and stop talking about the Chicago Mercantile Exchange and the Board of Trade and all that, and going under, and they don't have enough to contracts deliverable.
Hey man, let's break that down real quick. Look, you and I have been dealing with this BS for ever since you and I came on the scene here.
It's been about a decade now on YouTube, dude.
Dude, it's so stupid, bro. I mean, this is again shows if anybody's taking a series 3, they'd figure this out in 2 seconds. Let's talk about what happens. This is what every conspiratard, quote unquote, financial experts that Dex and I will always tell you, you got to be careful of these guys because these guys have a lot of bad theories and no real practical. They never either traded or they never really brokered in the world. They don't have any experience with this. They don't talk to the institutions. They don't know what's going on either the institutional level or at the market level. They have no clue. They're just a talking head who likes to appear so they can sell you a stupid newsletter or they can tell you to buy their stupid book. Okay?
Or they'll tell you to buy their dry food.
Or buy their dry food and their hazmat suits.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Tomorrow.
Because they'll tell you, we're running out of grain, we're running out of crops. Do you know how much stuff is stored in the grain vaults? Man, let me tell you something. Why do you think the prices are where they are with most of these commodities like corn, soybeans, wheat? The prices barely go anywhere because we have such a surplus of grains in those silos. It is just ridiculous. Yeah. All right. Same thing with all the millions of barrels of oil that they're holding in storage. Do you know how much stuff is in storage?
Yeah,
dude, it's ridiculous. Don't worry about we're not going to yield as much crops. It's been really wet in the Midwest this year, and Hurricane Katrina. I don't care what they say. Remember, it's a global marketplace. It's not just America is supplying the world with grain. Please give me a break. In addition to that, people wanted to bring up, well, look what's going down in Argentina and Venezuela. First of all, what's going down there has nothing to do with food. Yeah, but they're having a food crisis. There's no food on the shelves.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with food.
You need to go back and you need to watch my video, the Fed versus the Bitcoin and the blockchain technology. It has nothing to do with that. We're talking about a place where the central banks have cut off funding to a country so that the country can't move and shake and do business electronically with any other financial entities. And we're talking about tariffs and fraud and conspiracy has nothing to do with a shortage of food.
Exactly. Dex, real quick, man, we only got like 2 minutes left. Let's break down the CFTC thing and let's break down the CME thing, the force majeure that all these idiots are talking about.
Okay.
I'll let you go first, and then I'll follow up. Go ahead, man.
Okay. First of all, They say that the exchange is going to go under. First of all, most of the futures contracts are non-deliverable. What that means is you cannot take delivery on the gold or silver,
Right.
even if your life depended on
So
it,
Dex, so
because you
that
got to
means
have a
that
hedge
every
account to
single
do it.
person, Dex, that means that every single person says, what's going to happen if they're going to ask for delivery on the product? Well, there is no delivery. These are non-deliverable contracts.
They're settled in cash. In addition to that, first of all, there's no such thing as insider trading in the commodity space, period. That's only for stocks. Do your homework.
Boom.
Yes, that's correct. Even if I got the numbers for the USDA crop report an hour before it was released, it means nothing. Do you want to know why? Because see, in the commodity space, it doesn't matter if you know what the reports are prior to anyone else. The reason why you can't really prosper is because you don't know the market's response to said information.
Correct.
That's why there's no such thing as insider trading. When it comes to commodity trading, it doesn't matter what inside track you have, it's irrelevant.
Yep.
It's not a stock, it's not an equity.
Let's deal with the last thing, which is insolvency, and if they all take delivery, that's going to get insolvent. Dude, the CFTC, the CME, you're talking about trillions of dollars being churned through there in a week. And my question is this: see, people that don't trade, they don't have the trader's mindset. People that don't broker, they don't have the broker's mindset. They're not traders and brokers are looking to make money on the spread, right?
That's right.
They don't want to take delivery. Why would I want to take physical delivery of a gold contract? Why would I want it when I'm making more money on what? Arbitrage. They're all arbitrage players. For the love of God, people.
It's speculating, not stacking. If you want to stack physical metals, then go to a physical metals broker and get yourself some physical metals. You don't go through the CME and the CFTC to do it.
Correct.
All right. You don't need to do that unless you're some type of a producer where you have to hedge your inventories and things of that nature. That's the only time you really want to go take delivery. You're paying too much if you do it through the futures markets, because you got to pay shipping, you got to pay storage, you got to pay the insurance for all of that. You don't do that when you go to one of these online brokers and say, send me, X amount of silver bars.
Exactly. I rather take the contracts, trade that, and make 50 bips on the spread, man. That's it.
That's all it is. It's speculative. Commodity futures trading is speculative. We are the liquidity for the markets between the producers and the suppliers. That's what we do. That's how we roll. All right. Yep. So please know your facts before you start spitting them on the internet and scaring people to death. Now, with that said, we do have food issues. You want to know why we have food issues?
We got too much of it.
And why? And why else do we have food issues? Come on, you guys never seen the movie Food Inc?
Oh yeah, dude, it's factory farming, bro. Massive amount.
Stacked with all types of issues. Mm-hmm. Do you know how many recalls there have been just in the past 18 months on food?
Yep.
Don't get me started. So that right there is your food crisis right there. Has nothing to do with farming. And people say, "Oh, you got to farm for yourself, grow your own food, all that." Let me tell you something. If we are in the apocalypse, you're not going to be allowed to grow your own food. Have you not seen and studied the Dust Bowl era? Yeah. Have you not? What's the name of the movie, baby? We're just talking about. What's the name of that movie with the Dust Bowl?
Thought he was calling me baby for
Grapes of Wrath. There you go. Grapes of Wrath. I was talking to my wife. Grapes of Wrath. There you go. During the Grapes of Wrath, what happened? The government came in and shut down all those farms, took everybody's seeds, said it was illegal for you to grow your own seeds and all that stuff. So, and not only that, even if they said, no, do whatever you want, what do we talk about? Have you not seen what happens when chaos is reigning? How you going to protect what you got? If you can't protect what you got, then you don't got it.
Right. Exactly.
I don't care if you got your own farm and you got wheat as far as the eyes can see. People just gonna step up on your plate and start harvesting your stuff. It won't be nothing you can do about it. They just roll up on your yard and pick apples right off your tree. What you gonna do?
Exactly. It just shows what government does. Just how we had a gas crisis in the 70s. What happened? Government came in with price controls. What happened with the Dust Bowl? Government came in and says you can't grow. Government screws up everything, and I always tell my clients this that I work with. Look, in a collapse situation, your biggest competitor is not Joe Blow next to you, but your biggest competitor is government, who's fighting for the same resources as you because they're broke. Well, And with that being said, folks, we're at the end of the Daily 10. Frank, Dex, what's going on? You guys have another show coming up. Go ahead.
Yeah, link is in the description. We're going live. Frank Trades with Dex number 39.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're going to hit these markets.
We take your live
folks,
questions. We look at charts. It's a lot of fun.
So, folks, next time you hear that the BS lies about the CME and the CFTC and how they can't do this and force majeure, you listen to people that don't know what they're talking about. That's it. It's the end of the broadcast. Check it out, folks. I'll be back a little later today. I have a little special on Jeffrey Epstein. If you want the full details of it and how I connect Jeffrey Epstein to Bear Stearns and the derivatives bomb and how that connects into a larger play, and folks that don't know this, I was in the Teterboro area when Jeffrey Epstein was arrested. That's all I'll say for now. This is the Gorilla. I'm over and I'm out. And we're out as well. Cheers.
Peace.